Friday.
I don't know what happened there.
Whoops.
Welcome back
If
to
that-
the Rich and Angel
If you were
Show.
sleeping, we just woke you up.
Yeah, I know. I'm still trying to get over that. Jeez.
All right, so guys, we're live. All right, it is Friday. Where are you live? You got that's YouTube.
This is YouTube.
Right.
Yeah, you can go on LinkedIn if you'd like.
I got Facebook popped up, so
Okay.
I just love
Hey, maybe
this.
turn your sound off there.
My first time.
First time using a phone?
Yeah,
All right. That's Facebook?
that's Facebook.
All right. Get something up on the screen here and we're ready to rock.
Hello, Facebook. Oh, I'm doing a watch party in the food equipment group.
Oh, nice. Very
Boom.
cool.
Okay, so we just threw a watch party together in the Food Equipment Digital Disruptor group on Facebook. We got Facebook Live, we got YouTube Live, we have LinkedIn Live,
Live and then
and it's the Rich and Angel Show, Friday afternoon. What a week, trying to come down off the high from the Fed conference. Just so much good feedback. We put a survey out yesterday evening.
yes.
And if you're watching and you didn't get it and you were there, let me know. Whereas I still need to get a bunch of people's emails, so I'm going to be working on that. We'll be working on that.
Also, it's Friday and Valentine's Day.
Yeah, happy Valentine's Day, man.
Yeah, which means that The Cure has never been more relevant. You ever hear that song by The Cure? It's Friday, I'm in love.
Yes.
Monday, Tuesday, something else. Wednesday,
Friday, I'm in love.
I'm in love. He does that because he's very emo.
Yeah. So yeah, happy Valentine's Day, man. Any plans? You got anything going on with a Valentine?
I am. I'm going to Ventanas in Fort Lee. Ever hear about it?
No.
It's like this super cool new like vibey restaurant, but there's a lot of Latinos there apparently. They
Okay.
have like all these. It's cool. It's like clotheslines. This little display of bacon or meat, and they hang the meat on like a little clothesline for the table.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I like that.
So we'll see how it goes.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll just be in town probably.
You're gonna be at a
Cafe
Bella?
Bello. You gotta come.
Do they have your table reserved?
They never have it reserved. They should. There should be a seat with my name on it there. But then tomorrow we're gonna be going to the city to see the Book of Mormon.
Ah, very cool.
So
Very
be in the
cool.
city mañana.
I hear it's amazing. I actually hear it's super.
That was good. I actually took my mom, but
Oh yeah,
I'm going again.
nice.
So yeah. So back from the Fed conference.
Yes,
And we are progressing, moving forward to the next thing. We can't stop. We have to keep the momentum, keep the foot on the pedal. And that rings true for any business. When you got momentum, you got to keep moving. You got to keep going fast.
that's right.
Micro speed, right? Micro speed, macro patience.
That's
But the
right.
next one is going to be the Women's Fed Powerment event. And through the survey, I actually know a bunch of people didn't know about this. So I want to make sure we
Interesting.
keep talking about it. Women's Fed Powerment event. We're looking to do that in August, probably August 6th and 7th.
We have some cool ideas for it.
We have some really cool
Yeah.
ideas. We're going to be getting women of the industry together. We shout out to Katie Green, who we are hoping is going to be coming and helping to host this for us. And we'll have some speakers. We'll have some interesting panels, and we're going to look to get. I'm working locally with Lincoln Technical,
Oh, cool.
so hopefully we'll get some young graduating class ladies
Yeah.
to come by.
If you're not local, Lincoln Tech is the. I mean, they're national.
I think they are. I think they're nationwide.
I think so.
But Lincoln Tech anyway, we're going to be working with them to hopefully get some of those young ladies in the room and see what this industry can really be.
Yeah.
You know, not just, maybe you start as a technician, but years go on. Listen, we all get older.
Right.
There's other options. You don't, there's ways to progress. Sometimes, you do technician thing for 10 years. It's like, okay, I want to be in operations. I want to be in service. I want to be in sales. The opportunities are endless. And, money is, I think, the secondary thing to talk about because the money's there.
Right.
It's about the other stuff. So that's going to be a very big topic. And what we just started saying, Angel had said, content is currency.
Yes.
So when we're talking about promoting the industry, these events are so crucial and so important because of the content we're going to get out of them and push through our channels over and over and over and over and out and out.
Alex Crawford is in the room. How you doing, Alex? Micro speed, macro patience for sure. Absolutely, man.
That's it, man.
Yeah, it's a great strategy. I think we've been doing well with keeping up with. We're super speedy on the
Day-to-day.
little things, the day to day, and then we're just zooming out every once in a while, saying, how can we keep this strategy alive? So
Yeah, and it's patience, right? I mean, these are things that you hear from a lot of the greats,
Yeah.
patience. But you do have to have the patience because things don't happen overnight, you know. And we're right now with Maliki Digital is something, you know. Make no mistake, we're building a business here. The Fed Group, you know, and Maliki Digital. These are two businesses that we're growing and building,
yes,
and you know, it's going to take some time to completely monetize that stuff, but we're going to go into some of that on a digital deep dive. Yeah.
if
See-
you know what
see where I
deep
took
dive
that
is
from.
yeah.
But it's a digital deep dive in NRA, and we're going to be doing that at an event that we're going to hold. So more details to come on that very soon because we're working
Yes.
on this. But you know, the monetization of it all.
Yeah.
It's super important to understand that we're not doing this because we're good guys and we just want to volunteer all the time, so we can go out of business and be homeless and have nothing.
Well, we are good guys, but
But we are good guys.
that's not what we're doing.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we're doing it because we want to help the greater public. We want to help the industry. We want to help the people around us. Nothing makes me feel better. I know Angel feels the same way than seeing people do well and succeed. So we want to do that.
Yeah,
It's just a feel good. That feel good thing. It's for everyone involved.
I mean, I was on Josh Zolan's podcast yesterday. I didn't even get to talk to you about it yet.
Yeah.
But a lot of what we talked about was revolving around that. It's like just being able to change the overall perception of the industry with this, you know, just going from the narrative of, you know, blue collar is secondary to the narrative of like, this is a very viable way to make a living. It's it's very profitable and very fulfilling.
It is. And, you know, so as we navigate what we're doing here,
Mhm.
and helping each other along the way. That's what the Fed Group is. You know, it is hashtag community over competition.
Mm.
It means something. It means something to me. It means something
Did you
to
just
him.
make that up?
I just made that up.
Oh man,
I had a dream about it.
it came to you in
A
a dream?
hashtag came, knocked on my door in this dream, and he was like, "Hey, you Rich Maliki?" And I was like, "Not now, with my family." And he was like, "Listen, put community over competition after me. I gotta go." I said, "All right." So that's how community over competition came about.
That's
It's a weird story.
Yeah, that's a very
Weird
crazy
dream.
Yeah. Usually I just dream about I don't know, bikini models.
Yeah. In color?
No, black and white. Believe it or
Interesting.
not. Yeah.
Interesting.
The saturation is very high though, so you can really get the contrast and all the
See.
curves.
This is for people with design
Yeah.
background. I don't know what you're talking about.
The curves on the no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. But so you'll see scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Ask us about our Maliki Digital NRA packages.
Yes.
We we're going to be unveiling our new simple, clean, basic logo, and along with that, we have some packages for NRA. And we're going to help you build your brand, promote your brand, and there's a lot of interesting things. So if you want to know more about it, throw it in the comments. And if you want to be a live caller on today's show right now, feel free to put your number in the comments. We will give you a ring.
Yes.
So
I think, can we take a little second to just talk about the differences between Maliki Digital, the Fed Group, and Maliki Parts and Service, and just
Sure.
really differentiate themselves? Because I feel like we need to reiterate that a lot, you know,
We
just
do.
for people that are like kind of questioning.
we do. So, I mean, I can just tell you this. Maliki Parts and Service has nothing to do with the Fed Group or Maliki Digital. Zero.
Perfect.
Zilch, completely separate operating companies. And Maliki Parts and Service is a food equipment service company specializing in service, maintenance, installations for commercial cooking, refrigeration, dishwashing, and food prep equipment in New Jersey, Staten Island, and Rockland County, New York only.
Yes.
And factory
And you're not
authorized for all the
trying to
leading
go
brands.
any further than that.
I-
You're not
I
trying
could-
to leave Jersey, right?
No, I could tell you, Rich Maliki 2020 is not leaving New Jersey.
As far as Maliki Parts.
As
and
far as
Service
Maliki
goes.
Parts and Service is
Right.
concerned, we want to really strengthen our network, our relationships here, and really just own it. We want to really plant our feet stronger than ever. So
Yeah, I think that's the smart play
yeah, I mean, that's for us. You know,
Yeah.
everybody has their own. People want to expand and grow. That's, you know,
for sure.
I mean, I want to expand and grow. You know, I've taken this thing from 7 technicians to 14 under my leadership, and you know, we have almost double the revenue under my leadership. So we're going in the right trajectory. Now it's just about continuing to build with technology and adding more skilled labor. We can't scale or grow our service business without technicians.
Absolutely. Guillermo has a comment. Guillermo Rodriguez, you guys are doing great things. Continued success. Thank you very much.
Appreciate that,
It means the
Guillermo.
world. And yeah, so okay, so Malachi Parts and Service is the day job. It's what you do every single day. It's where you get your expertise about the industry.
It's,
The
eight,
Fed
it's
Group.
80. It's over 80% of my life is Malachi Parts and Service.
Absolutely. The Fed Group.
The Fed Group. So this is something that has evolved. Is now the parent / holding company for Malachi Digital. So as we build and grow, we'll see what the Fed Group has in store. But right now, it is really a digital branding and event company.
Yes.
That for the food equipment industry at this current time. And we're going to be looking to put on conferences, events, masterminds to help people of the industry learn about the importance of digital branding, how to do it, and put the network in place so you have constant like in the group on Facebook, you have constant a place of constant chatter about anything and everything you need to know about the industry. You can ask questions about installations and service and from that spectrum, you could also ask questions about camera equipment and different things.
Right.
This is a place for the food equipment industry to get together and have one big voice together as we blow this industry up.
Yeah, I'd even reckon to say it. What we're offering through the Fed Group is education about digital marketing for the industry.
Yes,
That's really what it is. And we do that in the form of events, in the form of podcasts, in the form of digital content. But really, that's what it's about. It's teaching people.
yes,
Right? And then I think finally, Malachi Digital is the flip side of that coin, where it's like if you just don't want to be taught and you're just kind of over it, you can hire somebody to do it, and that somebody could be us with Malachi Digital.
Right.
We're not looking to have 100 different clients. We really want to
Mhm.
work with people that understand the future and want to be creative about it. So Malachi Digital is a digital agency at its most basic.
I mean, that's it. I mean, yeah, right now we're looking, we have a couple of things in the works. We're not looking to have crazy amounts of clients. As we build out Malachi Digital, it could grow, but
Right.
right now it's me and him.
Right.
Okay. So we have to play on what we have here in front of us. And, there's a lot of time that goes into a lot of this, the digital side. So in order for us to be successful with what our digital expectations are and our digital strategies are,
Right.
and for maybe 1 to 2 clients, that's about it.
Yeah.
So it's going to be quality stuff for everybody that's involved. We want to make sure we're available. So
Yeah.
NRA, we're going to be at the show the entire time. We are going to be walking the floor each day. We have a lot of stuff planned. We have packages right now. If you want to get in front of your audience, from end users to decision makers, if you want to be in front of manufacturers and reps, with the audience is well over 10K across these channels, and it's going to be consistently pumped out. It's
Yep.
not just like a one-time thing, because you see we're pumping things out. There'll be stuff that's repurposed. You will find yourself in many, many, many videos coming across many, many different channels over time. So
what we're offering you is a partnership with us for those videos where we'll already be at NRA filming. The partnership would really involve giving us the, I guess, ability to sponsor our content and create a new form of content for you guys that you guys can either use however you want. We can make you something, or you can just get access to our audience. I know we have
Yes.
a comment here.
we do.
Scott.
If there's more there.
Oh, okay.
So this is Scott Wyckoff. Hey, by the way, Scott, haven't heard from you in a while. I hope you're well.
Yes. How do you focus enough on Malachi Parts and Service while doing so many other things? Do you allow other managers and supervisors to make big decisions while you're speaking out of state or focusing on other avenues? Not enough time in the day to do what you do.
So this is great. Can you just leave that up to make sure I don't screw any of this up? So that's a great question to bring up. Thank you so much, by the way, for asking this, because there's a lot of, I think, perception
Yes.
behind something like this. So first is, how do you focus on Malachi Parts and Service while doing so many other things? I think you did kind of answer it a little bit there. So I'm going to tell you this. It's been when I got back into Malachi Parts and Service, and I say got back because me and my father had a big fight back in 2011. I was gone the whole year.
But
I got
you'd
back
know-
in 2012.
People would know if they saw your Fed Talk.
Yeah, true. So when I got back to 2012, I didn't have ownership. I didn't have everything I needed to do. Over time, and as we got to 2017, so through a succession plan, my sister and I now own the company. So I was able to really develop my own my own ways, my own strategies, my own things, my own ways of doing business that I've always wanted to do without being restricted. You know, because when dad's, you know, even his dad, he's still the boss, he's still the owner. I had to do what he said. So this is really from 2012 until now in the makings of putting a different team together up in the office, going through some growing pains and some ups and downs with different employees. So I finally got to the point where I have people in place. Okay, so I have Geraldine running service desk. I have Janine that came on for operations. I have my sister who's here along with operations in the office. So I have these three women that are really overseeing a lot of the operations that are going down here on a daily basis. Now, unless I'm traveling or at a conference or something, I'm here. I live here. I breathe here. I'm here until 8 o'clock at night sometimes from early on. And I'm very much involved in all the business. I'm very much involved in the dispatch and our billings and everything. When big problems happen, I have this and I'm not around. Right. So I am very connected at all times, just through my phone, through my emails, through my text messages. My phone's ringing, my phone's all day and night.
Yeah.
And we're putting out fires. Whether I'm in Miami putting on a Fed conference or I'm just I was just this morning, I had some business down in Somerville, New Jersey with one of the dealers that we're quoting an install together. And you know, I had a couple of different things that I had to talk about while I was there. It's just being, listen, we're connected today.
Yeah.
You know, it's much easier today than it was probably 5, 6, even or 10 years ago.
And I'll say from my end too, just like being just being somebody that's witnessing everything, it's very hard to keep you in the room for a certain amount of time because there's so many things going on. And I think that's part of your ability to do all these things at once, is that you're present to the moment. So if he's here and he's filming this, we're present with you here right now. But the minute he walks out the door and goes upstairs, he's present to doing whatever he has to do there, putting out those fires. And I think that's a big advantage, and that's a muscle that you have to flex. It's not really something that just kind of happens overnight.
No.
So I think that's a big part of why it seems like he's always online, but he's not.
I'm
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
You know, and I think, you know, Scott, and I'm not sure what you're doing right now with your media strategies, or if anything at all. Definitely I'll check. I have to check out and see what you've been up to. But um, you know, I have him here, so we brought him in to do the media. I'm not editing. You know, I'm not doing all these videos you see. Yeah, I might have shot them and we shot them, and some of these are one take, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 8 minutes.
Right.
I go right back to business. I'm not down here with him all day. Okay, so he's pumping stuff out all day. He's constantly he's editing, he's rendering, he's creating, he's doing lots of different things. So it's not all on me.
Yeah.
See, I think the number one thing we have to understand here is we all have our strengths and weaknesses. And when you're not so strong at something, you hire people that are, and you bring people in that are. So you can maneuver through the day. I am in no way, shape, or form anywhere close to being as busy as Gary V
Right.
or Simon Sinek or Jesus, Lewis Howes. I mean, these guys are monsters.
Right.
Shark Damon, Damon John,
Yeah.
Mark Cuban. These guys are 10 times busier than me, yet they still find their way onto social media.
Right.
Right? Because they have people in their camps that are saying, hey, listen, I need you to shoot this real quick. Hey, really, you need to send me this. Hey, I need you to approve this. And they keep running and moving and running and gunning. I'm not anywhere close to what they have going on.
Yeah.
So I could do it.
It's like
It's commitment.
We were talking about it, I think yesterday. You know, we don't expect Gary Vee to edit his own videos.
No.
And when you hire VaynerMedia, you don't expect Gary Vee to be the person in the room consulting you. And if you do, he's definitely not going to be editing your videos if he's not editing his own. So I'm sure he's got a very rudimentary understanding of the way Adobe Premiere Pro works, but he understands the marketplace. And I think that's a good parallel for this industry, is like you understand the marketplace, and that's really what's important here.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, you cannot do this alone. Right. You have to have a team. Okay. It's not possible to do this alone. I didn't put the Fed conference on. Rich Malky didn't put the Fed conference on. It was Angel. It was Janine. Lori came in to help.
Heather.
And Heather was helping. We had that. We had the hotel staff and the event coordinators that we worked with that were amazing. Shout out to the Confidant Hotel staff. They killed it. And then what about the team? And then the team here at Malky Partner Service allowing me to cut loose for a day here and a day there, and then for a week down there. I mean, I can't do it without them doing what they do.
Right.
You know, I can't do what I do if they don't do what they do.
Right.
So we are here for each other. This is a team sport that we're in.
Yes.
And as we get bigger and grow, the team's going to grow.
Absolutely. I think
So I
think
hope
leads
that
us
kind of
perfectly.
answers a little bit.
I think that leads us perfectly to something we were going to talk about today, which was a post that you put up on Instagram. Do you want to do that now?
Yeah, let's jump into it. So Scott, I hope that answers it. Let me know. Let me know
Yeah.
if there's any follow-ups on what I just said.
So let me find it here.
So yeah, we're dealing with different things here. Maliki Partner Service again, is the number one thing. It's that's our business. That's my business. That's what the main focus is on.
So you want to
the
set
majority
this up
of
a
my
little bit?
life. Was that?
You want to set this up a little bit? Tell them about what you were going through when you posted this, and some of the responses we can get into after that.
Wasn't this one?
It wasn't this. Oh, yes, you're right. This one.
There you go. Cool. So, I put a post up on Instagram, and there's different things that are going on inside companies. These are a business is a living, breathing organism, and the most important thing of the living, breathing organism is the
People,
man. It's the people, and I know that I lead with my heart. I know that I give and give and give as much as I possibly can, as much as the business allows, as much as is allowed for me to give. So, if we jump into the post, so NHQ pondering the business. I'm building all around me. There's interesting things going on in 2020 already. The hardest part of business from an owner standpoint is leading people. There's no book on this. I was not taught. I was not shown. I am learning how to do this every day. I've been learning. This has been a learning process for me, and it's never going to end. I know that, but we'll get better at it. Yeah. So, I say from one standpoint, I know the food equipment industry. I know service. I know operations. People are the most important piece of the growth and most difficult to lead into the vision and mission of the company. So, we talk about different things. We talk about employee mentality versus owner mentality. I will never expect an employee to have the same mentality that I would wake up with, because they're not going to care as much as me. I understand that. And I wouldn't put that on them. They I worry and care about these things. That's my job. But with that said, you got to go back up. Yeah. So with that said, if you choose to be here, you come in with a positive attitude and you have respect. Once respect is gone, all else begins to fade. I'm very big on respect. I never disrespect somebody. And, sometimes people might call it disrespect because I'm making hard decisions.
Right. Or you're being objective, which can feel like disrespect sometimes.
Yeah. So,
but there's a difference. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, and I know, and I said, listen, I will prevail, but that doesn't mean I won't make mistakes getting to the next phase of my life and my business. So the question was, how do you deal with disrespect and insubordination in the workplace? I put from an owner's perspective, just because I really wanted to understand someone from maybe my position, but my man, Blake. So me and Blake met online. He's in the Fed group, and I just met him down in Miami. Shout out to Blake if you're watching.
Let's drop a bomb for Blake.
Blake.
Yeah.
My man. So he made the comment on this. So he said, it's hard, man. It's different on every level. With my company where I have 170 employees, I can be a little tougher and demand a certain attitude because I have enough backup. So Blake owns, I believe, a bunch of Tim Hortons, and he also now owns a service company. So he has really, really interesting perspective on what we go through. Right. So we have something that's called skilled labor.
Yes.
Okay. We're not having someone that you're going to train to make a cup of coffee and put a burger or a egg sandwich in an oven and hit a button and that's it. That's very easily trainable compared to what we're doing. Our guys in the field of skilled labor technicians takes years to master. Okay. So we are, as a service business, when you're running it, the technicians know their worth. They understand their worth, and sometimes they might flex that, and I think the best ones, the gold collar ones don't do that. They don't. It's the non-gold collar ones that are flexing,
right?
But they know you still need them. So it's like, well,
it's a weird power dynamic, right? It's a kind of tilted scale where the employee they have leverage.
As my father used to say, You know, no one's going to put me over a barrel. No one's going to put a gun to my head. But essentially, you know, there is a barrel, and we are over it. So, you know, and me and Geraldine upstairs yesterday, our service manager here, you know, we were talking just about some of the dynamics we have going on where a technician decides to say, listen, I have so and so to do at 3:30 today. So if this install ain't done, I'm leaving no matter what, just letting you know.
Right.
You know, I mean, that's the stuff that kills me inside, because that's the same guy that wants me to be there for him.
Right.
And I'm gonna be there for him. It's not gonna change anything. But you know what? Why would you why do we have to go there?
Right.
Why can't listen? I understand you have other things outside of Maliki Parts and Service, but if this is how you support your family, if this is how you pay your bills, this should be first. Not because not your second thing. You know, I want people to enjoy the things that they have, whatever that might be after hours here and on weekends and all that stuff. But you're just flat out saying, "Listen, I'm leaving this job site. Install's not going to be done. We'll be back tomorrow." Blah blah blah. I don't care. Kind of. This is I don't care attitude.
Right.
All right. That is not a good. Listen, that is not gold collar. That's you're flexing on that from that position. That's just not top tier, top. That's not the mentality that I'm looking for. But these are things you got to deal with. You know, insubordination, snapping back via text message and emails and phone calls and whatever it might be, snapping back when you should realistically be saying, hey, you know, Rich, you're right. I need to do this, this, and this. If that's what the company needs, I'm on it. I got it.
Right.
You know, and listen, there's an opportunity to share your voice. I have 4 quarterly meetings. I have 2 sit-down meetings every year. My phone is always on. My email is always on. My door is always open. Everybody knows that. So we can always get past anything.
Right.
It's just these are the things that I think from a service company perspective, and if any of my service guys are out there, men and women running service departments, you want to jump in, if you want to jump on the call right now, let's do it. Let's chop it up, or throw something in the comments to talk about it, because this is real life stuff going on behind the scenes. And you know, I like to bring this stuff to like to talk about it because I'm hoping to be able to learn a little bit from someone. You know, and Gail had mentioned, have you had a face-to-face meeting, sharing what you're observing and with curiosity, seeking understanding what might be happening in the background. She's found over time that sometimes there's other stuff happening that is not related to you. What they say is them. What you hear is you. So it's good insight, Gail.
Yeah.
We always appreciate Gail. Gail's
She's got wisdom, man.
she does.
She's a very wise lady.
And there are sit downs, and there are other things that are at play that make it hard too, which I'm not going to get into here, maybe another day. But there's just other things at play. And you know, when you're trying to grow, we have 14 solid technicians. I mean, our technicians are awesome. That's the other thing. I know how great they are.
Right.
You know,
right. It's like trying to bench LeBron.
These guys they're all great technicians. Right. There's not one that I could say is no. This has been, and by the way, since 2012, this has been 2012 in the making to get to this point with these men that we have on the road. Any customer that decides to work on Maliki Parts and Service, you are getting top-notch Cefesa Master Certified techs, factory trained techs, guys that know your equipment. Just bottom line, this is just like personality stuff,
right?
You know, and
it's mindset.
And there's also I use the analogy, you know, sometimes I got Monday morning quarterbacks. You know, they're technicians. That's what they've always been, right?
Right.
What does that mean when I say you're a Monday morning quarterback? That means you never threw a ball on Sunday, but on Monday morning you got all the answers.
Right.
You ain't never threw the ball, but you know exactly what to do to fix it.
Right.
And I'm going to tell you right now, if you've never run a service business and you never run the service department and been in dispatch and been in the billing department and been through the parts department and been through every single place like I have been and like many have been over the last decade plus, you don't know shh. I don't know if I can curse on LinkedIn.
Here, do it. I'll censor you.
You don't know. So, and listen, this is just passion pouring out of my face. So I just want that be known as well. So we have no comments on anything, right?
We got some comments here. Kirk, tell me how you go from residential to commercial. And Mike Reed said, "What area are you in?" Raleigh. I have a one-man. Here, I'll put this one up instead. I have a one-man appliance repair business. I walked into Golden Corral yesterday. I saw the ice cream machine broke in.
Okay, Stolting machine. Okay.
I want to get training and be able to get calls from these types of companies. Interesting.
Okay, so I don't know.
They're starting from scratch, pretty much.
Yeah, listen, that's an exciting time. Kirk's, right? Kirk's.
Yes, Kirk's.
So Kirk's, I can't give you any insight from residential to commercial. We've when my father built this business, it was strictly commercial. We've never been in residential service. However, I think the answer to your question is when you say you want to get the training, you want to kind of step into that realm. My first step for you would be to create a LinkedIn account if you don't. You mentioned Stolting and Volrath and all. There's plenty of commercial manufacturers. If you're looking to be in like the ice cream, maybe reach out to Taylor, reach out to some of these Electrolux, reach out to some of these different people on LinkedIn. Get in their network, become friends on LinkedIn with them, and then kind of just ask them, hey, listen, I'm a one-man band. I'm in this market. I want to build a business. I saw your machine there. I know I could fix these. I just need to get some better training. How do I go about doing it? You need to connect with the people right now. That's the number one thing. Get on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is your best friend. Start creating posts, become a thought leader in what you're already doing, create articles, put out video content, be consistent. And I promise you, 365 days from now, you'll say, Rich, you were right.
I love that answer. I think that's so perfect. I think we don't hear enough in this industry about the startup. Like what does it take to even get to the point where you are a service company? You're a one-man band. How do you what's the first step you take in order to move in that direction? You need the certification, but do you start trying to get accounts before you get certified? Like what comes first, the chicken or the egg?
Yeah. I mean, if you have but if he has a background already, so
Right.
we know you could turn a wrench. We know you could fix stuff already. I mean, you're halfway there. Now it's relationship building, man. It's relationship building. You need to build relationships if you are not part of Cefesa. Now, I don't know the criteria. You need to reach out to them to make sure that you qualify, because there are some criteria that come into play when you want to join. But go to cfesa.com, cefesa.com. All right, Kirks, get over there. Tell them Rich Maliki sent you. You could talk to Heather.
Kirk said, Taylor, Electrolux, connect with people in LinkedIn. That's right.
You need to connect with people on LinkedIn. You really need to. Anything that you're doing right now, even the stuff that you're already working on. If you're working with residential companies, residential appliances, I don't know, KitchenAid or Frigidaire or Whirlpool or whatever people you work, connect with them too. You never know who they know. They can introduce you to people. There's ways to get introduced online. So LinkedIn is going to be so powerful for you, man. And through Maliki Digital, if there's not, we do have consulting packages. We could help you out with that and put some stuff together. So you could reach out to us. Million ways to get in touch. richmaliki.com. You can go to malikidigital.com.
They're saying Heather at Cefesa. Okay. I think he's writing notes.
Taking notes?
Yeah, taking notes. Yeah,
Yes.
That's great advice, man.
Yeah. So yeah, reach out to Cefesa, see what's going on with that. But yeah, that's what it is. I guess going back to finish off what I was saying, though, with service and technicians, it's an interesting side of the business to navigate when you're in operations and you're running service.
And I just want to point out the comment above it is the definition of a bad Instagram comment. Trying to sell you right away. This is what we were talking about.
Oh yeah, we were talking about that at the conference. This guy's wants to talk about investments. Crypto trader. Yeah.
Who's into crypto? Let us know.
No thanks. You could have it. So yeah, listen. I think if we as this live is going on, after it ends, if you're watching the replay, jump in the comments and let us know what you have going on in your service department.
Yes.
How are you dealing with the day to day? How are you working with employees and technicians, and how are you getting people on the same page, understanding that we don't run perfect businesses. We're in the service business. We do things so much on the fly. We do so many things. We're shooting from the hip. We have one phone to our ear with this chain. Then a manufacturer is calling over here. Then I got a rep on my cell phone, and then I got 3 people in behind me going, Rich. And Geraldine is up there. They're like, Geraldine. There's constant. It's in constant in play, and and then you have to, the technicians are out in the field. So sometimes, and I understand, sometimes it could feel like you're on an island out there.
Right.
So I have empathy for everything that goes on out there. I was out there many, many moons ago. Like I said, I'm not sitting here telling you I'm some master technician. I'm not. Okay, I'm not. Um, but I know the equipment. I know the parts. I know the service. I know what needs to be done. That's why I've been successful,
Right.
and that's why we're going to continue to build and grow. And I just I'm hoping just to open up conversations out there. If technicians are listening, if service managers are listening, to begin to continue to build bridges and understand how we can be better for each other.
Yeah. We got one more comment from Kirks.
Kirks.
He says, and this is a good one. How does commercial work? Is there manufacturer companies or direct business owners that call you?
Manufacturer company or direct. So yeah. So I think if I'm understanding correctly, you want to know if the manufacturers are calling us for service. Is a direct business owner calling you? The answer is all of the above.
Yeah.
So Maliki Parts and Service, I'll speak for because this is our company. It's easy for me to speak for us. We are factory authorized for the well-built brands. We're factory authorized for most of the Middleby brands, for the Standex, for Unified brands, Grown Randell. Shout out to those guys. Those are do awesome job. And so if there's, we're in New Jersey and someone has a piece of equipment for a Grown or Randell, say, they call up the manufacturer because maybe it was installed by somebody that's not us. It's a no. And they say, hey, I have a tilt skillet that's not lighting or whatever it might be. Okay, where's your zip code? Okay, call Maliki.
Right.
It's that simple. So sometimes that happens. And then with chain accounts from manufacturers like Chick-fil-A and Shake Shacks and different things like that, we're in the market. We know that with the service provider. So sometimes they're going to they'll do rollouts of upgrade kits or new equipment installs. We're going to get all of that stuff as one of the service agents here in the market. And so they'll dispatch us for that. Then of course you have the customer. We have customers that know us for a long time, whether it's school districts or that we sometimes you have to bid on those. You have to do bids, right? So there's school bids, there's different things of that nature. We have hospitals, we have country clubs, corporate dining. So you gotta hit the ground, you have the pavement, so to speak. And again, also working with reps and dealers in your local market. And there's just a lot of ways to get calls. It's a very very urgent and busy and no, there's never a lull basically.
Right. There's always something happening.
It's always busy. So I hope that answers you a little bit. Again, you want to break into anything, whether it's residential or commercial. I think the message is the same. Connect with the people that matter.
Absolutely.
Get on LinkedIn and connect with the people that matter. Create a LinkedIn. Make sure you have a picture of yourself. Make sure you have a good bio. Make sure you have your background up there. Make sure you're writing at least an article, if not a week, at least one a month.
Right.
And post and comment and interact with people. This is it's not as hard as you think. It's just effort. So with all that said, how many where are we at here? 30.
We're at a solid
38 minutes.
38.
We've been chit-chatting.
Yes.
We got 14 watching on LinkedIn. Anybody have any questions? Does anybody want to jump on a call for a few minutes and talk shop? We'll give you a few seconds to throw your number in the comments, and we could give you a quick ring, get you live on the Rich and Angel Show. But while we wait for someone to jump in, perhaps we can just one more time mention the Women's Fed Powerman event, August 6th and 7th. We're going to be looking for the women of the industry to really get involved. So reach out if you want to be a part of it, if you want to be on a panel, or if you want to be a speaker. I got some stuff going on here on Facebook. What about NRA package? How many orders for service do you have per day? How many service calls per day? I would say generally with 13, 14 technicians on average, if you're doing, if some guys might be doing 2 calls, it does vary depending on the jobs. So we're probably doing anywhere between 50 and I don't know.
We got a few comments.
50 to 70 a day.
So Kirks asks, I take schematics now to jobs. Is that type of stuff available? And uppercase G asks, how does one enter this industry?
Okay, so Kirks, taking schematics, you take schematics to jobs. Again, if you're in the residential, I don't really know much about the residential side. I know I have ordered stuff from like repair clinic. 'Cause sometimes we do stuff for people, right? So I know there's schematics available on there. In our industry, partstown.com.
Mm.
So you might want to take a note on that one. Partstown.com will have all the manuals, all the schematics for every piece of equipment that you might work on. So it's available. And how does one enter this industry? Great question. So uppercase G. You're going to enter this industry by a few ways. One way is you can check out your local technical school and enroll yourself probably in a commercial refrigeration HVAC class that's going to take you through and help you get certified in wherever you live, help you get certified for EPA and different things of that nature. But aside from that, you could also link up with a company like mine, Maliki Partner Service, that's in New Jersey. Visit Cefesa.com. Again, CFESA.com. They have a directory of service companies. Everyone is always willing to hire the right person.
Right.
The right person means someone that's willing to work, someone that's willing to be up. A woman. I love it. And I love it even more. So that's one of the things that we're really going to be focusing on here. So, uppercase G, where in the country or the world are you located? Let me know. And in the meantime, I'll continue. So if you go to Cefesa.com, you could find a lot of companies that are going to be willing to hire the right person. Again, the right person, willing to work, willing to be up early, stay late, and just someone that wants to consistently learn.
Florence, I think it's Kentucky.
Florence, Kentucky. All right. So, Kentucky. I can't think of a service company off the top of my head in Kentucky.
If you're in Kentucky and you're a service company, then shoot us a little message and we'll put you in touch with uppercase G somehow.
But either way, honestly, Cefesa, go to CFESA, Cefesa.com, and check out the service directory for Kentucky, and reach out to these companies and say, hey, listen, I'm really interested in becoming a technician. I love working with my hands. I'm a hustler. I want to work. I want to learn. I want to be educated. And what's going to happen is if you are the right fit for the company, you're going to train. I'm sure you're going to train alongside a senior technician doing ride-alongs. Eventually, they'll send you down to Cefesa headquarters for the new tech training, for the electric, gas, and steam training. Manufacturers hold trainings across the country, but you're only going to get into those manufacturer trainings if you're with a company that is factory authorized.
Absolutely.
So there's a lot of ways. I'm going to tell you right now, if you want something bad enough, you'll do it. What does E.T. the hip hop preacher always say? E.T. hip hop preacher? When you want something as bad as you need to breathe, you'll do it.
Yeah. I love that.
So you can make it happen. You could always reach out to me, richmaliki@gmail.com, and I'll happy to talk with you further offline.
Awesome.
Always happy to help.
I think this was a real value packing episode.
This was amazing. I love the interaction.
Yeah, for
sure. And I just got to Alexander said thank you for the answer. Shout out to Alexander.
Yeah, for real.
The constant support.
Day one since
day one. And I don't think I answered Alexander's question. So Alexander, to answer your question from days ago, maybe a week ago, about the Carlos Gil book.
Oh yeah.
You got one on me, buddy.
Yeah.
Don't worry about PayPal and nothing. I just got to figure out how to get it to Russia.
Yeah.
As long as it doesn't cost me my mortgage payment.
Maybe send Rich a personal message on LinkedIn with your contact info, whether that's a PO box or whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
And
let's use the post office. Maybe we could send it across the water to you.
Yes.
All right. And we'll get you one of those books.
Now. Guys, thank you so much. I mean, such a cool interaction with everybody.
It's amazing.
This is what we've always
this wanted. Is what we want.
Yeah, what we've always wanted this to be. So keep us up to date, uppercase G. Make sure you subscribe. Let us know how your process goes if you do get involved with Cefesa. That would be such a great thing to just keep in touch with, and maybe we'll get you on the show one day. Who knows? Yeah, absolutely. I love the beginning, uppercase G, and I think stay in touch. richmaliki@gmail.com. Reach out. Let me know if you have any further questions. I'm happy to talk further offline, and maybe we'll track your progress. Awesome.
Because I'd love to see more women in the industry. It's so crucial. I think I have all women in my office. I say all the time, and I'm getting ready to interview a woman technician.
Nice.
Through Lincoln Techs. Yeah. So this is gonna be a great year, Great decade ahead for the ladies in the industry. Shout out to my ladies on Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day.
For Valentine's Day, that was my heart exploding. That's what that was.
So I guess we'll take it down. I really appreciate everybody joining in and watching. This was a great episode. The feedback doesn't have to stop here. Again, reach out to us on any channel. Send us any messages. We're happy to continue to interact and love to get you on a live on the next go round. We'll be back live on Monday. So with that said, enjoy your Valentine's Day. Eat lots of chocolate. We'll see you on Monday.
Rich and Angel. It's the Rich and Angel Show.